The latest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths.
Jacy Sheldon wasn't just angry. She was boiling, furious. A storm in a Jersey, exploding after what many are calling the most disgraceful moment of the WNBA season. And the reason? The league's so-called punishment for the brutal eye poke on Caitlin Clark, a flagrant one, a mere slap on the wrist for what fans and players alike saw as a targeted attack on the WNBA's biggest star. But Sheldon's rage wasn't directed at Clark. No, it was something far more complicated, more volatile. Because what's unfolding now isn't just a battle between two players, it's a league unraveling from the inside out. The game between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun wasn't supposed to be anything more than another bruising matchup in a season full of high tensions and higher stakes. But the moment Sheldon stepped onto the court, the temperature changed. One possession turned violent when Sheldon swiped at Clark, her hand going straight to Clark's eye, not the ball. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't a mistimed reach in. The ball was nowhere near Clark's face. Cameras caught it. Replays confirmed it. And yet, the league ruled it a flagrant one. Not a 2. Not an ejection. Just a fine. That ruling sent shockwaves across social media. Hashtag #BanJacySheldon started trending immediately. Videos of the foul amassed over 1 million views in less than a day. Fans were outraged. NBA players spoke out. Even late-night hosts like Jimmy Fallon chimed in, asking, "What's going on in the WNBA? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs." But inside the locker rooms, the tension was even worse. For Sheldon, the punishment wasn't just a fine, it was humiliation. Sources close to the team reported she stormed off the court after hearing the ruling, throwing a water bottle and shouting, "This is a joke."
Oh, even right down here, the Mirror's calling out Angel Reese. As for Reese, one-time All-Star from last year.
They're throwing me under the bus. Because from Sheldon's perspective, the league was making her the villain to protect their golden goose. And let's not pretend Clark isn't exactly that. According to finance experts, Caitlin Clark alone accounted for over 26% of the WNBA's total economic activity in her rookie season. One player, a quarter of the league's value. Ticket sales, merchandise, viewership, it all spiked when Clark entered the league. The Indiana Fever, once barely scraping together attendance, suddenly became the hottest ticket in town. Their franchise value skyrocketed from $90 million to over $340 million in a matter of months. Clark wasn't just a rookie, she was the WNBA's lifeline. But that kind of success comes with a target, and she's been wearing it since opening night. Let's talk numbers. 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA this season committed against Caitlin Clark. 80% of those from a single team, the Chicago Sky. Game after game, Clark's been shoved, elbowed, tripped, slapped, and now poked in the eye. Each time, officials look the other way. Each time, fans ask, if this were LeBron or Steph, would it be tolerated? The answer's obvious. And that's why Jacy Sheldon's explosion lit a fuse. Because this wasn't an isolated incident. Clark and Sheldon had been jawing at each other the entire game. Marina Mabrey had Clark in her sights too, heckling from the sideline, before she charged the court like a linebacker and shoved Clark to the hardwood. Then Tina Charles got in her face. It was chaos, a sideshow, and all of it centered around one player, Caitlin Clark. The league's response? A few fines, a suspension, nothing more. So Sophie Cunningham decided she'd had enough. With under
On the WNBA All-Star voting, of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine,
a minute left in the game, Cunningham delivered a bone-rattling foul on Sheldon during a fast break. No attempt at the ball. Just body. Message sent. She was done watching her teammate get assaulted night after night while the league sat idle. The refs ejected Cunningham, Sheldon, and Lindsay Allen. And yet, for many fans, it felt like justice finally arrived. Not from the league, but from within the game. The story didn't end there. The referees from the game, clearly overwhelmed, were handed the league's harshest internal penalties ever. Accused of losing control of a matchup that had devolved into a wrestling match. But the damage was already done. Social media exploded. commentators weren't debating box scores, they were dissecting league failures. ESPN analysts said the WNBA was now making headlines for the wrong reasons. Fans posted memes of boxing gloves and WWE-style entrances. Even sponsors began asking questions. Behind closed doors, other players remained silent, but their silence spoke volumes. Word spread quickly that many believed the league was tipping the scales in Clark's favor, that she was being overprotected, that the rules were bending to accommodate the league's biggest star. But outside that bubble, the narrative was entirely different. Fans weren't mad because Clark was protected, they were furious that she wasn't. They watched as she took hit after hit, and no one stepped up. No teammates, no officials, no league representatives. Until Sophie Cunningham did. And while some celebrated Sophie as an enforcer, others feared what came next. Because this wasn't just one bad game, it was a trend. A boiling pot the league refused to take off the stove. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert? Silent. The referees? Inconsistent. The players? Divided. And every new incident only added fuel to the fire. Now the league is caught between two impossible narratives. To some, Clark is the entitled face of the league, getting special treatment. To others, she's a warrior being chewed up and spit out by a league too scared to enforce its own rules. In the middle of it all stands Jacy Sheldon. Once a promising player, now a villain. Her fine became a lightning rod. A symbol. For some fans, she represents what's broken about the WNBA's inability to control the game. For others, she's the scapegoat in a league desperate to protect its cash cow. And then there's Caitlin Clark, still showing up, still getting hit, and still carrying the weight of the entire WNBA on her back. But here's the most dangerous truth of all. If Clark gets injured, if one more cheap shot sends her to the bench permanently, it might not just be her career at stake. It might be the league's. Because whether fans love her or hate her, they're watching for her. The moment she's gone, those record-breaking ratings? Gone. The sold-out arenas? Empty. The surge in merch, viewership, sponsorships? Flatlined. And every foul the league ignores brings them closer to that collapse. So what happens now? Will the WNBA finally step in and protect its most valuable player? Or will they let the hate spiral until it swallows everything Clark helped build? Will players like Jacy Sheldon continue to lash out, feeling like pawns in a rigged game? And will stars like Sophie Cunningham keep acting as unofficial bodyguards in a league that refuses to officiate fairly? The clock is ticking. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about the future of the league. Its credibility. Its survival. Let us know what you think. Has the WNBA already lost control? Was Jacy Sheldon unfairly punished, or did she deserve more? And will Caitlin Clark survive another season if the league continues to look the other way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you believe this league needs change, real, immediate change, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next time Caitlin Clark hits the floor, it might not just be about the game. It might be the final tipping point for the WNBA itself.